Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Screen Scene Guru coming at you with a new movie review tonight, or today, should I say. I'm reviewing a Jason Statham movie titled War from 2007. Very interesting film here, guys. Going to the premise here, I've got IMDb pulled up. An FBI agent seeks revenge on a mysterious assassin known as Rogue who murdered his partner. So very interesting stuff here, guys. Very Miami Vice, if you will. The storyline it is set in San Francisco, which is really cool. Director, we got Philip G. Atwell. So let's go into his stuff real quick. So it looks like he was known for War in 2007, the Jason Statham film. National Treasure in 2004, and National Treasure Book of Secrets in 2007. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, what else was he credited on? Okay, so it looks like he's done a few things. They got 50 Cent, They Burn Me music video. War, The Shield, he directed in 2005, 2006, 2 episodes. The Game, Dreams, music video. Eminem, Ass Like That music video he directed. D12, World, Simple Plan, Welcome to My Life. Eminem, so it looks like he's done a lot of music videos. Tupac. So yeah, it looks like he's done a lot of music, which is cool. And then Jason Statham's film, of course. So that is cool. He also did, let's see, these top 4 recommended films is The Shield, both National Treasures, and War. So pretty good repertoire for his stuff. I thought this movie was a very interesting take on FBI agents having to fight between the Yakuza and the Triad, 2 different gangs. Very interesting to see the 2 different family houses that were fighting amongst each other. One of them had completely wiped out the other family, except for a husband, wife, and child, who were competing to get family heirlooms back. These set of golden horses, which were pretty cool. They talked about how you couldn't sell those objects in China. You had to go and take them overseas to sell them, and they kind of were the stepping stones to building their established means in San Francisco. So that was really cool. Jason Statham was a really good actor in this film, crashing out kind of over his partner being killed and his house being set on fire. Tom Lone was his partner's name. And what's really interesting is that you saw one of the actors from 6 Feet Under, which is really cool. Let me see if I can pull up a cast real quick. They have it. Okay, so yeah, Jet Li's in it, of course. Jason Statham, John Lone as Chang. Jet Li was Rogue. We got Louis Guzman. He was in it as well. Really cool. Okay, Patrick was Wick. Really awesome to see him. This was literally a year or 2 after 6 Feet Under ended. This is the gay partner to Michael C. Hall's character. Really cool to see him in this. Of course, he gets shot by the Triad or Yakuza gang members. And of course, Jason Statham has to get revenge on a second partner he loses in this film. Oh yeah, and then Shang Kang Goi is in this. A lot of people know him as Han from the Fast and the Furious franchise. So it's so funny that Han was in this and Jason Statham. So I consider it kind of like a Elseworlds to the Fast and the Furious franchise. But of course, this was done much earlier on. But yeah, really cool setup for the premise, the story. They do kind of switch it up at the end because you end up finding out the Rogue was taken out by Jason Statham's partner, Tom Lone, and Tom Lone ended up setting his house on fire after they killed his wife and kid. He left his ring on the assassin's body to make it look like the assassin was him, and then he took on the identity of the rogue to get to close enough to the person that ordered the hit. He ended up finding out Jason Statham was a mole for the triad, really revealing and shocking. And at the end of the film, Jason Statham ends up getting shot. So I think this is the only film where Jason Statham actually dies. Pretty cool stuff. This was right around the era of him making a ton of movies. Like, they had the trailer at the beginning of this film for Crank. Really cool film. Lionsgate. And the reboot to 3:10 to Yuma, which looked very good. Christian Bale and Russell Crowe. So definitely probably going to check that out pretty soon too. But yeah, like this film. Had a bit of a face-off twist to it because you found out who Rogue was. And that Rogue was just trying to get revenge for his family. So that was really interesting as well. Let's see. Natalie Elquez. Try to find casting information real quick. Might have to look it up real quick. Okay, so I'm looking on this movie chat website real quick for discussion. Do you know who she is? Is this right? Her name is meghanflather. Okay, so let me get that real quick. Okay, I was in a movie chat page, which they were discussing. There's a chick that comes in front of Jet Li that offers him money after his assassination and then, like, undresses. So I was just looking in the chat to find out the actress's name because they don't cite it on IMDb, which is kind of funny. Meghanflather. Haha, I saw her in the scene and I started laughing, thinking the role of her life. LOL. Do you know who she is? Name? She's so yeah, a bunch of people asking who she is. Discreet. I thought, I think it would show Rogue had no interest in sex. It was totally reclusive for assassination. You don't spend. I agree. It was a textbook case of congratulations, unity. Of course, I am a hypocrite. I was Jason Statham that had a brief nude scene, which I'd love, but I doubt we will ever happen. Her name was Iko Fisco. I'm pretty sure she got paid, so the insult is limited. They are looking a flock of fresh fame. The scene was completely indifferent, some people saying. Like the girl in The Shining, never appeared on camera again. Yes. What? So you're saying this girl isn't going to become an Academy Award winning actress in the next decade? How do we know, though? Yeah, so a lot of people are asking the same questions. Okay, so get out of here, and then let me look up this chick real quick, because I do want to give her shout out credit. Flattery, F-L-A-T-H. Do they have a picture for her? Is the question. IMDb does not have a picture for her, unfortunately. But she has been in War from 2007, Alien Agent in 2007 as well. And then Matthew, Baby Like You Like a Drug in 2018. Oh, okay. So here's some more stuff. How Brief. Okay, what was the last thing she did? Last thing she did was Min Bu, You're Like a Drug, 2018. War, and Alien Agent. So she's only done 3 things. Unfortunately, I don't have her picture on IMDb. But yeah, shout out to meghanflather. So, she was pretty good in this movie. Look up if I can see if she has an Instagram real quick. Ooh, okay. Movie actress. She does have an Instagram post. So that's cool. Meghanflather. If you guys want to follow her and support her. She was really good in War, in that one scene where she drops off the briefcase of money and then is topless. It looks like she has an X account, a Twitter account as well. You can follow her on there. So yeah, really cool. Okay, so you got a biography on IMDb. Let's go to her biography. Bio. Meghanflather is known for War, 2007, Alien Agent, 2007. Literally, that's all she's known for. There are 3 roles she's been in. Wow. Looks like she's on TV Guide.com. Learn more about her. Meghanflather on Blu-ray.com. Why the fuck? Oh, they're literally listing her movie War on Blu-ray.com. That's why. Okay, interesting. Images. Oh yeah, smoking. What's crazy is that they only put her in one scene. That's what's crazy. Let's see. Copy that real quick. But yeah, pretty dope. So going into my movie news real quick, now that I've done my full review on War, Tim Burchett is now talking about a briefing he had recently about UFOs. where they might have come from. Very shocking reveals are coming, surely. And we've got, let's see, Artemis 2 landed back on Earth. So we're celebrating the completed mission of Artemis. It took the photos around the moon. It confirmed the previous moon landings. Went deeper into deep space than any human traveled before. So good on you, Artemis. And now I'm sure they're getting ready to prepare some kind of other mission. Black Panther 3, talked about plot leaks because this is the next film coming out after Secret Wars. So Phase 7, because we're currently in Phase 6. It will focus on T'Challa, an adult T'Challa. We don't know if this is another dimension or his son fully grown up. Will face an alien threat. So very similar to the premise for Infinity War, where aliens came to mess with Wakanda. Now we don't know if Wakandans are going into space or something else is coming back to Earth. Bob Lazar has a new documentary out called S4 on, I believe, Prime Video, which you guys can rent and buy it. Check it out. Has some new shocking revealed evidence. And he was recently on the Joe Rogan podcast as well to support his film. Love on the Spectrum released season 4 on the release of Autism Awareness Month. This was last month in March, but that's pretty cool. And then they talked about Paphos Lake, the area where Bob Lazar worked at, is now, it's been revealed that it was a former silver mine and that the government came in to essentially dig it out and make it a deeper, complex base. It was at least 3 stories deep. Then they made it 6 stories, so added on to the work that was already there. Okay, let's go on from there. Talked about that real quick. Writers of The Bear and of Beef are coming in to write the new X-Men, which is pretty cool because some of those writers worked with the director of Thunderbolts, and we know the director of Thunderbolts is coming back to direct X-Men, so that's really cool. She-Hulk is in talks for season 2, so that's very interesting. Oracle, as well, is getting ready to fire a large amount of staff, at least 15% of their workforce, when Oracle has made money this first quarter year. So a lot of people are really going after them for slashing jobs. But going on from there, we got James Gunn talks about casting for Maxima. We did hear over the weekend, or sorry, last few days, that there was a couple of names in the running. We had R.J. Arjona, we had, let's see, because we had a false article come out of Deadline, and then James Gunn refuted it. We had heard there was going to be, Ella Perella, or Pernell from Fallout. We had heard other actresses' names thrown out, and then he, I guess, debunked that he was in talks with them. So that was shocking. Then we had heard that Peter Dinklage has joined the cast of Alien Earth Season 2. So that was really cool. Aubrey Plaza is pregnant with her first child. After 1 year after her husband tragically took his own life. So that was kind of revealing, but she's now with a new man and expecting their first child, so congratulations to them. Extraction 3 is happening on Netflix with Chris Hemsworth returning, finally. We've heard a lot of news over the last few weeks about the Strait of Hormuz being closed due to the conflict in Iran. Apparently, Trump posted on his Truth Social that the strait is open. We're not sure if we believe that or not. There's been a lot of misinformation coming out of the White House. James Cameron is eager to return to Pandora with Avatar 3 and 4. But before he does, he said he's doing a Billie Eilish film, concert movie, where he's adamant about showing off his new technology to make you feel the sound in your feet. So they want you to feel the vibrations, feel everything. Very interesting to see James Cameron doing a concert film, because I think he knows how to get the kids involved. New documentary brings up the highest concentration of ferrite in the world. So they talk about this ferrite, other minerals and metals being used around the high strangeness, the phenomenon. Skinwalker Ranch may be a site where magnetic metals may be in the ground, high content magnetic metals. They've already talked about a meteorite being there. So that could explain what's going on. Okay, so accounts of humans levitating has been documented for centuries. You know, yogis, they've got holy people, and then of course shaman. Paramount gets $24 billion in securing Warner Brothers under its domain, accepting money from 3 separate Middle Eastern countries. So that's happened in the last few days. They have chosen to align themselves with 3 Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds. And the wealth funds, of course, in Saudi Arabia, are mostly from the PIFs. Now, if you guys aren't aware of PIFs, that's public investment funds. And that's, so you saw in F1, perhaps, when you saw the Saudi prince there at F1 during the games of the movie with Brad Pitt. These people from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and I want to say one other country, are getting very involved in Western sports. So they're buying up sports teams to watch sports year-round. They're buying up race teams from F1. They just want to become more like us. So these PIFs are becoming big. Paramount is carefully saying no to Middle Eastern interference, saying they're not going to allow any of them on their board to change anything. But we did hear that if this deal went through, they would bring back Zack Snyder to do another Justice League. So I'm guessing that is still happening. Maul Shadow Lord scores 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good. Let's see. Now we've got Nintendo and Illumination have dismissed the speculation of a Smash Bros. Movie. They said they're not really building up to it, which, you know, I can expect no less. Given the success of Super Mario Galaxy, it might take them a little bit longer. We have heard they're working on a Donkey Kong film, so that's coming. Netflix Lord of the Flies adaptation is coming as well. Zach Lukatsky, or James Lukatsky, admitted to knowing some classified documents on Weaponized last week, saying he couldn't go into the specifics of these missing scientists, these 10 or 11 missing scientists. I know the president recently come out and said hopefully it's a ransom. He thinks that they're being taken to extort them for some reason. I don't believe that at all. I think these people are being taken because they know government secrets, they know nuclear secrets, and some part of the government doesn't want them blabbing. So James Gunn is upset about the choices for maximum casting. So yeah, ridiculous going on. He did choose Adria Arjona, who he's worked with before. She's also a big friend with Hawk Girl, who is Melissa Brissett. They've worked together numerous times, so that kind of builds towards their familiarity. So yeah, it was Eva DeMatteritz and Sydney Challenger that were the other women in the running. We did recently hear that Sydney Challenger is going to play a voice role in Creature Commandos Season 2. So that is confirmed. Let's see. Tim Chet says US UAP disclosure won't happen because of all the crazy stuff that's involved in it. Mortal Kombat 2 dropped a trailer, and Street Fighter dropped a trailer for CinemaCon. So really good stuff. I'm probably going to do a separate video on CinemaCon upcoming just to talk about all the things. Like Spider-Man Brand New Day footage. Let's see. Fandango had a survey of their top 10 films of the summer, and Toy Story was right at the top of the list. I've made a video on this before. Scary Movie 6 was promoted in Las Vegas for CinemaCon. They usually promote one movie in Las Vegas more than the rest, and this year it was Scary Movie 6. And yeah, they talked about Supergirl, all kinds of other things for the studios, the whole week of presentations. Like on Monday was the Sony panel, Tuesday Warner Brothers, Wednesday Universal, then Focus Features, and on Thursday it was Paramount. So Friday it's supposed to be Disney, big one. Let's see, major presentations going on. Yeah, they confirmed things like Top Gun 3, things we knew that were in the works, but they just hadn't said whether or not they're doing them or not. And CinemaCon was the place to announce it. Like they had Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman for Practical Magic 2. Very excited about that one. Ice Cube and Kevin Hart are returning for a Ride Along 3. That's cool. And then Chucky. So there's some Chucky news as well I wanted to bring up for all our Chucky fans. I don't think I've ever watched any of the movies. Besides, I've seen Chucky, Seed of Chucky. I've seen Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, which is really good. Now, the creator of the franchise was in Steel City Comic-Con, Don Mancinieri and Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif was the guy who made the TV series on Sci-Fi, 3 seasons, and it got canceled. Well, apparently, Don Mancinieri and Brad Dourif are coming back to do a new Chucky movie. And this time, they were talking on a panel together. They're writing a new movie, and quote from Mancinieri: "It's a throwback to those Curse of Chucky movies and the television series." Also, Mancinieri said, I'm a big continuity guy. Continuity. So, he wants all of his movies and the shows all existing in one timeline. So there's going to be references to not only the show, but the movies, also, all of them. This marks the first time Chucky is back on the big screen in 20 years. 20 years since Chucky. New Hunger Games trailer dropped, which looked very good. Then U.S. begins a blockade of the ports of Iran, talking about, going and seizing their ships. Not exactly sure how that's going to play out, but we'll keep an eye on it. Anna Paulina Luna talked to Hegseth about releasing 47 videos of UAPs. We haven't got any evidence released yet, but she's claiming she's good friends with Pete and other things, so we'll see if he allows her to leak the footage. Sony panel working on Wonka 2 and other things. Lionsgate wasn't there at CinemaCon, but they did drop the Hunger Games trailer, which is pretty smart of them. It got a lot of people talking about November. There was Resident Evil talk with Zach Kreger. Godzilla Minus Zero footage was shown off with a new poster, which looks very good. Spider-Man Brand New Day, I already talked about that. Jumanji, the open world. This looks like it's going to be one of the best ones of the Rock Jumanji franchise. I haven't really been a big fan of the Rock in Jumanji, but it is looking good. Paddington 4 got announced. And I'm not exactly sure if we're going to get the same director back from Wonka and the first 3 Paddingtons. Might be a new director. On the Brink of War, new film with Reagan and Gorbachev. Hershey's movie is being made, so that's really cool. Young Washington, that's from Angel Studios. Zero AD. So yeah, really cool. An R-rated Bloodborne movie is being developed, an animated Bloodborne, so that's cool. New Punisher trailer for One Last Kill dropped. John Bernthal, looks pretty good. It's coming out in May, so the end of Daredevil Born Again, we're gonna get a Punisher series or a special, so that's cool. We got Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum announcements. So really cool. Elijah Wood's coming back. And then of course, Kate Winslet, Jamie Dornan, I guess, is going to play Aragorn, who he's the guy from 50 Shades. Not my pick for an Aragorn replacement, but let's see how he does. Godzilla Minus Zero, a film for IMAX. Godzilla Goes to New York. So that looks pretty cool in like the 1940s, 50s. Sarah Michelle Gellar celebrates her 49th birthday. Really awesome. I just saw her in Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. Have a review for that on my channel. She played the 7th sister in Star Wars Rebels. So may the Force be with her. She is a Star Wars voice cast member. Really cool. But yeah, that's all of the movie notes that I've got for my journal. I'm gonna have to open a new one up, but real interesting. I want to talk about physical media before I dip. Mainly the box sets they've been releasing over the last few years, guys. Now, this is a Lionsgate collection, so just so you guys know, this is Studios Lionsgate. I'll be showing off my Blu-ray box set of John Wick. So this is a Blu-ray DVD box set, which I'm not a big fan of 2-format box sets. Like, I don't really know why they did these back in the day, but they did. So of course you open it up and you immediately start off with, boom, first 2 John Wicks on Blu-ray, which is great. Then they jump back to, let's see, John Wick 3, and then I put my own individual John Wick 4 DVD inside it, because this box set didn't come with John Wick 4. It was before 4 came out. So I put my own 4 in there. And then I've got a DVD copy of 1, 2, and 3 behind it. But very interesting that they give you DVDs and Blu-rays, which I'm kind of like, do we need DVDs and Blu-rays? I get Blu-ray in 4K, but I mean, it's just older format, I guess. First 4 John Wicks, even though it says first 3 on DVD and Blu-ray. Don't have the 4th one on Blu-ray, but I've got most of them. And then, of course, I've got Ballerina as well. So here's the new box set I got. And let me just tell you guys, this thing is honking. Boom. Hunger Games 5 film collection. And it looks amazing. Just white on the back. So let me pull this out real quick, because these are actually art cards, if you guys didn't know. Here is box set, Hunger Games 5 film collection. I've bought these before individually when they were on DVD. And now with that new trailer dropping, it looks amazing. I need to get back into the franchise. So this has, of course, Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, and then Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the one I haven't watched yet. Yeah, pretty cool. All rated PG-13, which I thought, for some reason, like at least Catching Fire Part 1 or 2, I thought was at least rated R, but no, they weren't rated R. Was that a Lionsgate decision? I'm not sure. But going into the box set real quick. Okay, so we start off with, let's see, Hunger Games and Catching Fire, a Blu-ray double disc, and then the first one, the first movie. So that's real nice. You can pop in the double feature Blu-ray disc and select which movie you want to watch. Then we've got Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1, the DVDs, yes, which I like the art cover. Art cover was very nice. And then we've got Mockingjay Part 2, and then Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, Lionsgate Blu-ray. So the Blu-rays didn't have any designs on them, just the names of the movies. And then if I can, at the end we've got Songbirds and Snakes, Blu-ray and the DVD version. Also no designs. Just interesting. But yeah. Looking forward to getting into the franchise again, probably from the beginning, knowing me. Showing off some of these art cards real quick. Give a little poker. Okay, this is the first time opening these art cards on the channel. See, I like to collect a little bit of swag from each one of these movies. Kind of makes it worth the set, because this Blu-ray DVD box set was like $30, which isn't too bad. I mean, with these movies have been around for a minute. Okay. Taking the silicone wrap off. Okay. So we've got this main art card, which you guys see. This looks like a poster. Should be a poster. Now we got, ooh, okay, Katniss. It adds ever be in your favor. And then on the other side, we've got President Snow. That's cool. Then we've got I think that was like Caleb or something. I can't remember his name. Peeta. Fuck. And then her boyfriend, Liam Hemsworth. Oh, I totally forgot he was part of the franchise. Liam. And then yeah, Lucy Graybell from the latest one. And frickin' Snow, young Snow. Yeah, pretty cool art cards. They went all out in them, which was nice. Nice to see. And then you can just set the art cards. You can actually put the character cards in the little box if you want, but I'll just put the main one. But yeah, really good put together box sets from Lionsgate. I mean, this one, and then we got, boom, John Wick. Pretty good box sets from Lionsgate. But at the same time, it's like, what all does Lionsgate come out with? Like, they make a movie every couple of years, and not all the films always make them profits. So these box sets are like, you gotta wait every couple of years for them. But very interesting stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've made up to 89 subscribers, so thank you very much. All your support. Be sure to check out the video. Be sure to follow meghanflather, because she is the real one. Alright guys, have a good one. Ciao. Bye bye.